in my last video, I went over basically an introduction to the alternate advanced system in Everquest 2, and today I've got a higher level Necromancer, which I actually leveled up probably 6 years ago. So I just logged in back into Everquest 2 a few days ago, and I'm trying to get reacclimated and to figure out exactly what's going on here. But I wanted to show a character that's deeper into it and basically does a better job of explaining how the Everquest alternate advancement system works and the character customization and how all these skills kind of tie in and how it actually works in practice in game. I've always loved Necromancers. I actually wasn't introduced to Necromancers until dang it, let me get out of here. I wasn't introduced to the Necromancer as a class, as a playable concept until Diablo 2 in whatever year it was, 96, 97, I can't remember what year. No, it was later. It was 99, 2000, I want to say, actually. But anyway, so the Necromancer in Everquest 2 it's quite a bit reminiscent of the Necro in Everquest, but it's much deeper. It's also easier. I mean, there's no getting around it. It is easier to play, but there is a lot of depth to it, and the depth is, to me, what sells Everquest 2. So if you look down here, you can see I've got a ton of abilities. And to be honest, like this whole bar right here, I could probably make separate because it's all buffs. Like in Everquest 2, when you cast a buff, it, especially like all the group buffs and stuff, for the most part, they're permanent. Once you cast it, it stays up. And these are all my buffs. Now, some of these pertain to me and some of them pertain to my pet. Okay. So anyway, I'm playing my Necro as the basic recommended build, basically. I've got a pet here. You can see he's all glowing and stuff. He's a Grim Sorcerer. So he casts spells, and that's mainly his method of doing damage. And as soon as I saw somebody walking around a Necro who had this pet when I was lower level, I was like, that's what I want. That has got to be the pet I wind up getting. So I worked really hard to get a master level spell scroll for my Necro. And let me try and find it here. Undead Knight. I'll show you it. Grim Sorcerer 2. So where it says master in the little item description, that means this is the best quality pet spell you can have for Grim Sorcerer rank 2. So, and if I remember right, he doesn't glow green unless you get to master. It could be adept, but I'm pretty sure it's master. You have to have the best possible spell scroll for this rank of sorcerer to get the green glow. So it was obviously very important for me to get it. And this is actually Everfrost. This is Everfrost as it's rendered in Everquest 2. There's a lot more to it. Sorry. But I kind of quested my way over here. I'm going to show you a little bit of combat just so you can kind of get an idea of how it intertwines here. I've got a quest to kill wolves that spawn in this trench, and I'll just show you some of the basic skills. Like, this is a dot. It's kind of an area dot. It's hard to explain, but Everquest 2 has encounters where if you're going to pull more than one mob, you'll know it ahead of time. And this is like a dot which is going to hit every single mob inside of that cluster of mobs in an encounter. This is a blood clot. It's an area effect, or direct damage and life tap. This is a pure life tap, direct damage plus heal. This is a DOT, and yeah, this is a DOT as well, which is, it's a really good DOT. But if you can see, like it, I have it at Adept, I have Soul Rot at Apprentice, Life Tap at Journeyman. Basically, the reason for that is you level so fast, it seems like, that you can get to the next rank of a spell before you have time to get to the max level of the spell. So I usually just keep on playing with some of these spells. It's really just the pet spells that are really important. So besides the pet itself, you get buffs that are oriented towards that pet. So this buff right here, Howl the Damned, it increases attack speed of target, decreases defensive parry of target, increases disruption. Basically what this buff is specific towards is I have a pet which is a rogue, and if I can find it, I'll pull him up here. Basically you get a Castor Pet, a rogue pet, which is melee DPS, and then you get a tank pet, which is obviously just for tanking, but you get a buff associated for it as well. So I've got a rogue pet, and I could figure out which one it is. I've lost track of what each icon means in this game, but I did have it. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna pull up what I know I can, which is Undead Knight, which is this right here. So I'm gonna cast Undead Knight. Let you get a look at him. Pretty cool animation. And yeah, it's a frog log, and I've got it at Master. Sorry, Master Undead Knight. So you get a frog lock if you get the maximum rank for Undead Knight at this level. I'm only level 42, so this isn't a complete indication of the end game here. So I actually have Rending, which is the DPS buff for the pet, which I don't want to use. I want to put him in tanking mode. So Howl of the Damned is the DPS, melee DPS, and I know there's a tanking mode. Oh man, I wish I could remember which one it is. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna put him on melee DPS, which is fine because he'll do fine. And let's get him into combat here. Now this game does have fear kiting. I've got this spell right here, which is Dooming Darkness 2. Everquest veterans know Dooming Darkness. And I've got a fear spell, Fear 2, which I've had trouble figuring out its true duration. It seems like it breaks randomly and earlier, but I've only got it at Apprentice. So that it could be that if I had a higher level version of the spell, I would get better results from it. But let me try and pull one of these guys here. I'm going to use Darkness. So he aggroes, send my pet, and let's try Fear. Yes, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure of mechanics, but I'm putting the dot down now, and it does a bunch of healing. So basically, there's that. That's what you get out of your tank pet. And let me just do my Castor Pet because he's really my favorite. The Castor Pet is perfectly fine in melee range. I mean, as long as you're fighting non-elite type mobs, your Castor Pet is going to hold up just fine. But I'm going to change his buff to Rending, which puts him in DPS mode basically. And I'm going to send him after this guy. And then I'm also going to show you like a Blighted Horde. This is going to give me a few extra pets to do damage. So now this is an encounter. So here's my encounter spell. And this should hit all these guys in. So I'm not sure if it did. It may have a proximity or radius limitation on it. So for anybody who's used to Necromancers in Everquest 1, you can see that gameplay-wise against standard mobs, there's really no challenge in it. So it's just a different way of playing is the way I look at it, or the way I try to look at it. But it's still fun and satisfying in a way. And like I said, you can go to dungeons and you can find mobs and mob groups and camps and pools that are every bit as challenging as it is in EverQuest 1. It's usually just reserved for dungeons and special named mobs where you get like the equal challenge level to EverQuest 1, which to me is fine. It's just a different way of imagining the world and how you work in it. You just know that basically outside world, it's where it's a bit easier. It's really just for gaining levels. Any class can solo. There's not going to be a high amount of challenge. It's really going into a dungeon and trying to break spawns, and that's where tanking, crowd control, healing, all the stuff, the classic formula of EverQuest, that's where it comes back into play, and where you do have to be on your toes and you have to play well. But I really want to find my rogue pet, and I will figure it out. You just give me a minute here. Ooze crawler. Ooze crawler. I want to show you ooze crawler. So I'm gonna shut down my pet. And ooze crawler is an ability I got out of the alternate advancement tree. If you go to alternate advancement Necromancer, way down you get a spell called ooze crawler. And what it does, it summons an infectious ooze that inflicts single target damage and restores health to the Necromancer and their allies. So basically, this is a pet who does damage and heals you and your group. So if you join a group and DPS isn't something you absolutely have to have the best of out of your character, and you need, say the group needs a little help healing, you can summon an ooze crawler, which I'm going to do now. Right here. Alright, so what does an ooze crawler look like? Well, an ooze crawler actually looks like kind of a person. Yeah. Okay, let me try it in a fight. I don't know how well he's going to tank it. This could be bad, but I'm just going to go for it. Yeah. Let's do it. No problem. Where you have green text, that means heals coming in. So he's healed himself and me. That's pretty awesome. You know what? I don't know if the ooze crawler was in when last time I played. I'm pretty sure not. But that's just cool. And yeah, I had him set for melee DPS, or the DPS buff. That's actually very cool. I'm happy. I'm glad I picked it out, because that's just great. I don't know how his heals hold up. I mean, what it really means to a group, as far as like when you have a tank getting hit on by elite, more powerful mobs, if it'll really make any difference. I'm guessing it's just a supplemental type of a heal, but whatever the case, it's actually pretty cool. Okay. Alright. Well, find my rogue pet. I promise. I just don't know. Let me try knowledge, yes. No, you know what? I'm confused. I'm pretty sure I actually don't have a rogue pet. It's my magician who has a rogue pet. He's actually called a summoner. And actually, I believe the magician is the mirror class to the necro. He's a pet class too, but much more oriented, simpler, more towards pet and direct damage, and a lot of this heal stuff isn't really in his repertoire. But yeah, that's great. I'm gonna have to try this pet more. 'Cause I really like how it was done here. But anyway, so the spell system I touched on earlier. Whoops. It's really not as complicated as maybe it sounds. Just to give you an example, okay, I've got Blighted Horde 2 here, okay? So Blighted Horde, when you get it, where it says Journeyman, if you look up in the box right next to it, it says Journeyman. If you get Blighted Horde 2 initially, it'll be called Apprentice, and it's going to be weak. Actually, the pets themselves are going to be weaker. But if I upgrade it, if I can, actually that's what I'll do. I'm going to upgrade Blighted Horde. So this is one avenue you have to upgrade your spells. Now, when you look at it, look at how long it takes. A day and 11 hours. So essentially, if I start it now, it's going to be really 2 days, 2 gaming sessions later, really, for me, before I'm going to be able to play it. So I'm going to let me just find it. Okay, so what do I have here? Blighted Horde 2 Journeyman. So okay, so this is what it's going to be. So right now it's Journeyman. If I choose to upgrade it, it's going to be Journeyman. Or I'm sorry, Adept. It's going to upgrade from Journeyman to Adept. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start researching. So yeah, this is unfortunate because I gotta wait a day and 7 hours if I don't put any real money into it. Unfortunately, I really hate to see this, but I gotta be honest and I gotta show you what's all going on in this game. 49 daybreak cash per day of research time. So essentially what that means is it's like buying an experience potion using real world currency slash, in this case it's called daybreak cash, which may be negligible, but still it's a cheat. That's how I look at it. It's a cheat that you pay for up front, but you know what? It's up to you how you play. You don't have to put any money into it. You can play completely free and get a more gratifying game. I'm sorry, it's the only way to put it. It's more gratifying to play the game and not put real world money into it. And it could be if you subscribe, which I'm not. If you subscribe, this actual time could be a lot shorter. It wouldn't surprise me if it was. Like, just for example, because I'm not a subscriber, I'll show you. Like on alternate advancement, if I was a subscriber, I could push this bar up to 100%, and all of the experience I'm getting right now, instead of going towards my actual level, would go towards giving me more alternate advancement points to spend in these trees. So, like I mentioned in my other video, if you subscribe, then you can, as soon as you get to level 10, you can put all of your experience into AAs. Do all those easy newbie quests that there's no challenge to it. You don't have to travel very far. You can just go, and rack up a lot of alternate advancement points at low level, so you can really build and shape your character the way you want it to be. But this is, but these are the basics. I mean, I'll show you the Castor in combat just because it's my favorite. But yeah, this is basically how it works for all classes. I really, to me, the Necromancer is great because instead of just being a pure damage dealer and just being about applying the most damage at a time, there's an actual depth to the class. There's a feeling of you kind of feel like the sorcerer who's kind of researching his way and learning new tricks and not just being like a wizard who's just completely all about doing damage. You're going deeper into the world of magery. I don't know how to put it, but it's just kind of neat to me. But anyway, um, let me get him now. This is an encounter, so I'm gonna try. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna pull this dude, get my pet in range, and now I'm gonna try using my encounter DOT. Yeah, okay. And this is gonna be my AoE dot. Yeah, pretty cool. Like I said, the mage pet is just too great. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you could do much better. It's just perfect. But anyway, I don't want to be dwelling on just the necro for too long. I want to get into spell research and making scrolls a little bit. And so for now, I'm going to log out, and that's it for today. And thanks for watching.
Ha 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 ha!